DKT UPSC CSC। अगर आप केवल सिविल सर्विस परीक्षा के प्रीलिम्स, मेंस और इंटरव्यू के वीडियो देखना चाहते हैं तो सब्सक्राइब करें DKT UPSC CSC चैनल। यहाँ आपको टॉपर्स के वीडियो रैंक के हिसाब से अरेंज मिलेंगे। चैनल के लिंक के लिए डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में जाएं।
Hi, I am Soura Chakraborty. I am an incoming PhD student at Department of Immunology, University of Cambridge. I received fully funded Cambridge Trust International Fellowship that will pay every cost of my tuition fees, maintenance and living cost, immigration health surcharge, international travel cost and others. So today I want to depict the procedure, how the postgraduate admission actually follows and the fellowship application, what is the procedure, how to get admission at University of Cambridge. As we all know, this is the world famous University of QS World Ranking 2 that has already won 23 Nobel laureates, and that is world famous for the education and research. First of all, I want to tell about the entry requirements. So for the academic section, by the start of your course, the university minimum requirement is professional bachelor's degree that should be at least of 4 years from a well ranked institution with an overall grade 70% or CGPA 7.3 plus. Or if the academic requirement of the course is a first, then it should be little bit varies, like you should have overall grade of 75% and CGPA 8.0 plus. For the financial part, you can accept the full funded fellowship, otherwise there is an option for partially funded fellowship plus your own funding, or third is your own funding. So there are another requirement, that is the international, for the international student who are not from the English speaking countries. So you have to appear for the English test, that are mainly IELTS and TOEFL. So the requirement of the IELTS and TOEFL varies department wise. So in our department, for the IELTS you should have overall band score 7 out of 9, and in the case of TOEFL you should have score 100 out of 120, as you all know. Other than that, they also accept the CAE and CPE score. So for further details, you can refer to the University of Cambridge website, what is the language test criteria and other things. So application fees is £75 for the application, but for £75 you can apply in 3 department courses. Okay. And the university composition fees is £33,972 per annum. So it slightly varies department wise and the course wise. So you can assume that you will need almost above than £1 lakh in 3 years course. So I want to say that the PhD program is 3 years and you can extend it up to 4 years. So the PhD program in UK and UK University of Cambridge is 3 to 4 years. So before you apply, the things you will need, first thing is 2 academic references. So these 2 academic references, actually you do not have to submit any hard copy. When you will apply, automatically your referees will receive some mail, and from there they can submit their reference letter. Other than that, you will have submit some transcripts. Transcripts mean some mark sheets and certificate of your graduation. Third thing is your CV or resume, that will contain your academic activities, your project you have performed and your awards you have received and other things. Fourth is evidence of competence in English, that is the IELTS or TOEFL scorecard and or certificate. And fifth is statement of interest. So here you have to type your statement of interest. It's about 150 to 200 words. What is your research interest and why you are interested in that field, what is your future perspective, this type of things. So the transcript and the evidence of competence in English, that is the IELTS and TOEFL score, is not required at the time of application, but after the provisional selection you have to submit that to confirm your admission. So if you apply for the GATE Cambridge scholarship, then you have to submit reference letter also, and you have to need the research proposal, that is also for the PhD student. I mean that is only applicable for the PhD student. So now I want to tell about the application process and the postgraduate funding. So you have to apply. If I first want to tell, there are total 3 terms you can apply. One is Lent, one is Easter, and third is Michaelmas. So in the case of Lent and Easter, the application starts from September 1 and it ends October 4 or January 14. But these are not necessary. I think Michaelmas term will be best for all, as I applied in this term. In this case, the application opens on 1st September and the deadline is 16 May. But the course start is 1st October. But it varies, the application procedure varies, application timing varies, but the funding only applicable in December to January month. So if you are from a US citizen, then you have to apply within October, but if you are applying from international student, if you are an international student, then you have to apply in the month of December or January. So you can assume that January is the last timing for applying for the fellowship. Okay. So there are few other fellowship like INLEC and Commonwealth. So they have some further timeline, like you can apply in the month of February. So there is little bit difference. Okay. So what is the application procedure? So first of all, in the post-graduation admission portal, application portal, you have to apply for total application. Okay. So you have to apply which department you are applying for, what is your statement of interest, what is your academic background, this type of things. They will ask you for 2 reference letters. So you have to select 2 reference name, 2 professors name. So there are some particular criteria, like you can just follow that. One should be your MSc from post graduation professor, one can be your thesis supervisor. So this kind of thing, thesis supervisor is applicable for the student who have already performed some projects, okay, in the MSc. So after the application form, in the same page you will get a link that will contain I wish to apply for funding. So when you will tick this form, I mean you are willingly applying for the funding, then after the selection procedure, so after the application, your application will be delivered for selection. So after the interview, if you get selected for the admission, then you will get a provisional admission letter that will contain some condition, like what is your liability, what is your other things you have to provide, this kind of thing, and you will be given a certain timeline. Suppose I received the timeline, I have to submit all the documents and all the other necessary documents including the fellowship, that is within 31st July. Okay, so it actually varies department wise and the course wise. So when your application will be selected for interview, then you will be called for an interview. Okay. So after the interview, if you are selected in an interview, then your application are accessed by the funding bodies and the departments. Your departments will mark your application, and it will be scored based on your academic performance, your interview performance and academic strength, your potential and other things. Okay. After that, your application will be processed to another funding bodies, not funding bodies, another departments that will actually score whether the previous score is correct or not. Okay, so that is a different procedure. So you don't have to think anyone. So this is a continuous process, and they will forward your application one after another. So after the successful completion of this part, these applications are passed to the various funding bodies. So the funding bodies will consider your application and will check your application, and they may conduct an interview also, like in Gates Cambridge they will conduct an interview. And for the other funding bodies, there are different types of procedure. They can conduct an interview, they can just they can recheck your application, what is your research proposal, what is your academic performance, what is your potential strength, this kind of things. So based on that, so you will receive the funding, whether it's full funding or partial funding, or suppose you are not considered for the funding, so you will get the outcome in the month of March. So from the March and April, in the month of March and April, you will get the final outcome. So some applications are considered further, and they can receive the fellowship in the month of June or July. Okay. So there are different types of awards, like the university awards that actually contains the Cambridge Trust that I received, that also contains the Gates Cambridge, Wellcome Trust Fellowship, Cancer Research UK. Some research council are also there, like the MRC. Some departmental fundings are also there, some college funding is also there, and there are some external fundings also. Okay. So there are three ways to apply for the university funding. First of all, through an application portal with some additional information like Gates Cambridge, Cambridge Trust. So in the same application portal you can apply for an fellowship. Second thing is through a separate application form. So for the separate application form there are only a few applications, like as far as I can remember it is for the Commonwealth Fellowship or INLEC Fellowship. So you have to apply separately. Third thing is that automatically through the post-graduation application portal. So some application like departmental application and college application, you will be automatically considered through your applications. Okay. These are all the things, that is the total application procedure. So you will receive the outcome at about March or April if you get the full fund, and some application will be considered further and you can receive your outcome in the month of May or June. Okay, or in the case of, in many cases it can also be in July. Okay, so after the this total process you will receive a final admission letter that will contains all the things you have received, your fellowship, your course, everything that will contain. And after that you will also receive an cash document. Cash document is necessary for your visa purposes, so you can then apply for the visa and your admission is now confirmed, so you can join at University of Cambridge now. So the things that are most important, that I think that is most important to getting a fully funded fellowship, or to crack the interview, or you can receive a call for the interview, that is experience is relevant research field. Suppose you are applying in the field of immunology or you are applying for the cell and molecular biology, so you should have enough research experience in that field. Second is publications, that is the any published or any submitted research paper or any review article. So that will be a great advantage for you if you have any type of publications. Third thing is your academic records. If you have very good academic records, if you are the rank holders in university, or if you have received multiple awards, then there is very good chance for your application and your selection. Fourth thing is award, that I have already told. Awards are also very important. Suppose you have been awarded from your university or other prospects. Fifth is your excellence in national level exam or anything that is considered as a award, like you have received CSIR JRF, you have qualified the GATE with flying colors. So these type of things are also important. Other things also contain the workshop, the poster presentation, the course you have attended. So these are also necessary. So as for my suggestion, so the IELTS score or the other score are necessary for the application procedure, but this does not determine your interview process or your selection process in the fellowships. So these are the primary things you need to submit. So to get an interview call and to receive the interview letter, this type of things. But in the interview, you should have enough knowledge and clear understanding of your research topic and your research subject, like deep knowledge and understanding what you should do, what type of experience you have, what is your ability of out of box thinking. So this type of things actually matters for your interview processes. So you have to make a SOP also for some institute like CRUK, and other centers. So in that case, how will you make a SOP? So the SOP will contains your research interest, how it was generated, and why are you interested in that topic. In second part, it will contain your academic excellence, awards and publication. Third part will contain your research experience and training. Fourth part will contain the link between your research experience and your future perspective, I mean your previous experience and your research experience. Fifth will contains your novelty of your research topic, I mean what is your future perspective, how this will, I mean whether this will be revolutionary research or what is the novelty of your research. And sixth will contain what will be the role of this institute? Why are you applying for the Cambridge? There are multiple institute in UK, so why are you applying for the Cambridge or in that specific department? So these are all of the things I wanted to say. So my last suggestion is make your plan what you want to do. Like if you want to be a scientist, then you can plan for it, you should be prepared for it, and break down your work in small parts and try to complete every part in a specific timeline, like in 1 month or 2 months. So you have to complete one after another, and never think there is no way. If there is no way, make your own way. So finally, I want to thank my parents, my professors and my friends to support me hugely. So I am also very thankful so Delhi Knowledge Tract so gave me this opportunity to talk about my success and about the University of Cambridge selection procedure. So thank you very much.